Hi everyone and welcome to Dynamic Digital World. Today we are going to be talking about some Microsoft announcements that came out on Thursday of this week. The reason that this story 2 days late is because yesterday I was with friends and today I've been setting up my workflow still. Got some more improvements to make to the workflow for uploading podcasts and news stories. But this story is available on news.dynamicdigitalworld.co.uk. I'll have a link to the main website in the description this time and in every future podcast episode. So if you are interested in, say, reading some of our past stories, or just want to be able to read the newest stories as soon as I release them, hey, you'll be able to. So Microsoft have announced some major updates to Xbox game streaming. Now, we are going to be solely focusing on these Xbox game streaming announcements because they are fairly big and there's a lot to unpack. However, there is also some other announcements kind of involved in all of this, and we'll go into those at the end. So on Thursday, Microsoft released lots of information regarding updates for Xbox Cloud Gaming. This was done in the form of a pre-E3 media-only briefing, and they also released a press release. It shows Microsoft are primarily going to be focusing on games during their E3 conference on Sunday. That was already well known, but this kind of backs that up with the fact that they're doing these announcements a couple of days before that. It kind of shows we want to focus on games. And that they will have less of a focus on hardware and service announcements, with the exception of new games coming to Xbox Game Pass, which was always to be expected. Game Pass are going to be involved, but it's just not going to be the main focus. So let's see what they announced today. This is Dynamic Digital World. My name is Luke, and let's get started. Okay, so first thing that we kind of need to talk about is Xbox game streaming on iOS and the web. Now, I personally have been using this myself every once in a while just to see kind of, is it as good as they say it is? How well does it work? All of that kind of stuff. Just seeing what it does. And I've got to say, it actually works pretty well. Recently, my Wi-Fi's been acting up, so I'm going to say recently it hasn't been working very well, but I'm not putting that on Microsoft at all. I don't think I can, because I have had very solid experiences on it. Again, it's going to vary from person to person, but the important announcements in reference to this is that it will be available to the general public in a few weeks' time for anyone who is an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. Now, this is a few months turnaround. It was launched earlier this year in beta form, so to see it already moving to general availability is very impressive, especially when you consider how long the original xCloud took to go from beta to general availability. It took a while. Now, this is still awesome to see, and I'm looking forward to it. However, Microsoft have said multiple times this is not a replacement for your Xbox or for your PC. It's for people who either can't afford an Xbox or a PC at the moment and just want to pay a small subscription fee and start streaming their games, and then maybe get an Xbox down the line. Or it's for those who are looking to build a PC, but they can't get the parts they need due to global chip shortage and all of that stuff, which is a nightmare. I will be doing a breakdown of everything that's kind of going on regarding that sometime next week on Dynamic Digital Dive. So stay tuned for that, because that is going to be interesting to kind of go into and delve into in more depth. But I don't recommend, and no one is recommending, that you use game streaming as a permanent solution yet. Stadia is supposedly trying to be that. It's kind of flopping. Sorry, Stadia. Amazon is supposedly bringing out Luna, which we'll wait and see, I guess. It has some promise. But all in all, I think it's important to kind of take a step back from all of the hype around cloud gaming. Even while I'm doing this dedicated on cloud gaming, just remember, do not go and sell your Xbox and your PC and just start streaming from the cloud. It is not ready to replace that yet. And the capabilities aren't there for you to do it on your TV. Well, they are, but you would have to basically have a computer hooked up to your TV. It's not quite ready for it yet. And it probably won't be, but it's definitely an alternative to consider, especially in the times that we're in right now. Xbox Cloud Gaming on TV. I just mentioned it's not available on TVs natively yet, but of course Microsoft are going to be bringing it to TVs. Now, Phil Spencer did kind of allude to this earlier this year in a sort of comment he made, but this really does show that Microsoft are doing it, because this is an official confirmation. Microsoft announced that they would be starting to work with TV manufacturers, not with Android TV, not with Google to bring it to Android TV, or they probably will work with Samsung to bring it to Samsung TV, because they have a massive partnership, so I can see them being a launch partner. But the point is, they're going to be going directly to TV manufacturers to get an Xbox Cloud Gaming app integrated into smart TV platforms. So they're not saying who they're working with. They might end up working with Google to put it on the Chromecast with Google TV and Android TV streaming services, and they could even work with Sony to put it onto the Sony TVs, which I think would be hilarious to see, but I don't think it will happen. But what this is basically going to do is it's going to massively expand the reach that Xbox can gather, because people will be able to sign up for the subscription, buy an Xbox controller, or if Microsoft decide not to limit to Xbox controllers, a Bluetooth controller, and then just start streaming on TV without having to go out and buy a dedicated console or a dedicated PC. You just go onto your TV. However, not everyone, including myself, actually no I do, but anyway, not everyone, including a lot of people don't have internet connected TVs just because they don't see a necessity for it or something like that. Microsoft is aware of this, and because they're not stupid, they will be releasing their own streaming device. Now, we don't know what form this will take, and a lot of people are calling it a streaming stick, but the fact is we just don't know the form factor, so I'm going to be saying streaming device until that is confirmed. The reason for it is just I don't want to say it's going to be a stick, and then it comes out being some small box that you then plug into your TV. I just don't want to say what it's going to be until we know. So they will be releasing a streaming device that will be able to access Xbox streaming services. Now, we don't know whether this will have access to, say, Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube, all of those. We don't know. My guess would be maybe, but probably not. We just don't know. It depends how far Microsoft want to go into this. If they were to step into it with the streaming apps as well, I think it would be a good move for them. It will push adoption of the streaming stick further, and more people will be likely to buy one. We also don't know whether you'll be able to buy it bundled with a controller, or whether you'll be able to buying it bundled without a bundled controller, but I can imagine there'll probably be options for both, just to make purchasing easier and also, frankly, to save on the environmental costs, because you can't expect Microsoft to ship a controller with a 30 quid piece of equipment, but you also can't expect everyone who may already have an Xbox controller or a compatible controller to spend 90 quid because they want a streaming stick and a controller in one. So I think Microsoft will be very aware of this. Now, the reason I say this is because Microsoft have also announced that they are looking into other subscription offerings for Game Pass. Now, they are suggesting that these will have lower prices in their press statement. I will have that linked in the description of this as well. And it may be targeted towards those people who only want access to the streaming service. Now, this is a very risky move for Microsoft to do, but in my opinion, it's probably a good one that they should do, because those people who don't have the money or can't afford to save up 400 quid over a year or something, just due to the pricing of it or something, they aren't going to suddenly start doing that because Microsoft have a load of new games. But what they might do is just shell out 10 quid a month and just be able to stream it to their devices. You know, they may have a decent internet connection and they don't see the need for an Xbox, so they just get the dongle, spend about however much they charge for it, probably about the same as console or PC individually. Maybe a bit less actually due to the fact that there are less games on the service. And that just starts happening. I think that could definitely be something that happens, and it'll be interesting to see what Microsoft actually announce later on in the year. Again, I don't think it's going to be happening tomorrow on June 13th. I think that's going to be dedicated to games like Halo Infinite and Starfield. The reason I'm saying those is because they were in the teaser image. If you look, you see Halo Infinite and Starfield in there, like their kind of background things. So I doubt Microsoft would put them there if they then weren't going to talk about it, if you get what I mean. Now, just another small announcement on the business side from Microsoft. Xbox Game Studios have also said that their goal is to release at least one new game every single quarter. Now, they own 23 studios. Microsoft owns 23 studios, including all of the Bethesda ones they purchased, or they completed the purchase of earlier this year. I think it's definitely possible for them to do this. If every game were to have, I think it was about a 5-year development cycle, it would end up being that they were releasing one every quarter, if they were able to just maintain that pace consistently without delays. So I think it's a very good sign, because exclusive games have been something Xbox fans have really been missing from the Xbox One generation, and kind of in this limbo stage where we're kind of between generations. We will be getting Flight Simulator, which will be an Xbox platform exclusive. The reason I'm saying Xbox platform, not Xbox, is because I personally see Xbox as more of a platform than a single service, than a single device, because it's available on PC, Android, iOS, web, it's available everywhere basically. So that's going to be very good to see happening, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. So overall, it's a good sign to see Microsoft talking about their investments in Xbox and basically saying, listen, this is the roadmap, we are going forward with Xbox, we don't plan on dropping it anytime soon. Just a couple of other announcements that they did make actually that I forgot to mention. They said that they will be bringing cloud gaming to the PC app on Windows and to their consoles later this year. Again, we don't know when that will be happening, probably around the same time as the TV streaming sticks launch and the smart TV integration starts to occur. I think this is going to be amazing, and I personally can't wait to see where Microsoft goes from here with Xbox. Thank you for listening, everyone. My name is Luke, this has been Dynamic Digital World, and remember to follow on your favourite podcasting place. Yeah, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. You know that. Thank you for listening.